Hi guys. So in this lecture, we're going to look at different types of edge triggering. In the previous lecture, we handled level triggering. So now we're going to look at edge triggering specifically, looking at clock diagrams to sort of help us draw our timing diagrams and prevent any common misconceptions. Okay. So remember level triggering, that we had two types of level triggering. Okay, which are the high and the low level triggering. Okay. Something similar is the case when we're dealing with edge triggering. And you have two types of edge triggering, which is your positive edge triggering. So let's say your positive edge triggering, and then your negative edge triggering. What does this mean? For level triggering, my window for my outputs following, oh, that's slanted. My window for my outputs following my inputs was the whole period that my clock signal was high, right? So if I was doing positive edge triggering, for instance, during this period, I could check my inputs. In this period, my output follows my inputs, and in this period, my output follows my inputs. But for edge triggering, you sort of have a much narrower period to do your copycatting, right? Which means that you have to pick the transition from states, right? And there are only two transitions you can usually have, going from a low to high and from a high to low. So when I go from a 0 to 1, I can designate this with an up arrow, so that becomes the positive edge triggering, okay? If I draw another clock and I want to signify negative edge triggering, right? That means when I'm transitioning from a 1 down to a 0. So that means when my input falls from 1 to 0, from 1 to 0, from 1 to 0, and from 1 to 0. Okay? So let's see if we can draw a clock diagram to sort of help us with what we're doing. So let's draw a clock pulse signal. Okay? Where do I do this? Oh. So our clock pulses for edge triggering are usually going to be, usually they will have a 50% duty cycle, right? Usually. Okay, which means they'll be equally up, equally down, because you sort of want a rhythmic pattern, right? But if you're dealing with level triggering, you may want it to stay longer. You may want the copying periods to be longer. So we call this CLK our clock inputs, right? So remember, we need to draw our input signal. Our clock input alone cannot tell us anything about our signal. Okay, so let's draw our inputs signal. Okay, so let's just stay high, come low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, low, high, and stays high for the end. So let's call this QI our input signal. So we want to draw 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we want to draw our output signal. Okay, so let's call this Q now. So positive, which is going to be our positive edge trigger. Okay. So let's see what that looks like. If I'm doing a positive edge triggering, remember, it helps to sort of draw the lines of so and so when my clock is going from a low to a high, low to high, low to high, low to high, low to high, and low to high. Okay, so I look at it and copy on the change. So we're assuming we start low, right? So on the positive edge of my clock, my input turns high. So I follow that and I stay that way to the next clock pulse. On the positive edge, so you can literally even draw dotted lines in such a manner to help you with making the right call. Okay? There's literally nothing stopping you from being as precautionary as possible. So on the next rising edge, my input still stays high. So remember, we stay high throughout until the next rising edge. Even though our input falls, it is entirely not within any rising edge period. So I'm going to ignore this change in my inputs. Okay? On this next rising edge, my input comes high. So I stay that way till my next rising edge. On this rising edge, my input comes high. So I stay this way until the next rising edge. And on this rising edge, my input falls. So I stay that way until the next rising edge. You literally don't copy your inputs. Your rising edge is the only window you have to copy, okay? On this rising edge, my signal is low. So I stay low till the next rising edge, okay? Even though it rises before, I ignore that completely, okay? So it falls this way, and I stay falling. On this rising edge, it rises, so I rise, and I stay this way. This rising edge stays high, so I go in such and such a manner, okay? So that's the important thing about positive edge triggering, okay? I want to draw my clock cycles before I do the negative edge triggering so that I can also cue. Okay, make sure I have to even do this. Okay, so we can draw new lines. All right. So let's give ourselves another clock to play with. High, low, high, low. Let's stick with the guidelines. High, low, 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 high, and low. Okay. Now I want to designate. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I want to designate my falling edge. Okay. So Q naught. So I want to designate my negative edge triggering. Okay, so that's what's going to be down here. Okay. Let's write that down. Negative edge triggering. And remember, in negative edge triggering, my signal is going from a 1 to a 0. Okay. So you can literally see this being referred to as the falling edge of your clock or of your signal. It's perfectly fine to see it being referred to as that. So this is negative edge, or I'm about to be drawing with negative edge, and this is going to be the positive edge. Okay, that's really cool. So let's start low, or let's even start drawing, highlighting the falling edges, so you make no mistakes. I highly advise you do this. Okay, and you can even draw gridded dotted lines to help you. So I have to take this all the way down to my negatively edge triggered output line. Okay, this comes down this way, this comes down this way, this falls, 1, 2, 1, 2, falling signals, just so we prevent ourselves from making errors as we draw a timing diagram. Okay, so let's start low. Since we're starting low, we're going to stay low until the next falling edge. All right, whether or not my input changes, you really have to ignore that. So this is my input signal. Okay, on my falling edge, my input is high, so my output obediently stays high till the next cycle. The next falling edge, my input falls. I fall and stay low till the next cycle, even though this guy changes. All right, I just became low on the next cycle. I stay that way blindly till the next cycle. The next falling edge, my input is high. Stay that way to the next cycle. This guy is low. Stay that way to the next cycle. Comes high. Stay that way till the next cycle. Don't be deceived, even though this is a short pause. All right. I stay that way and I copy and I paste that literally stay freeze the way I am onto the next cycle. Okay. So on this falling edge, my output is low. So I stay low to the next cycle. This falling edge, my output just became low. So I stay low to the next cycle. And I became high on this cycle. So I do that in such and such a manner. So that's literally all there is to drawing the clock pulses for the positive and negative edge triggering, okay? Remember, you really have to be careful and take note that you're not copying your input exactly. It all depends on the clock signal. So it's the sampling window for your signal. So you do that way and you stay that way until the next edge, all right? So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lecture.